The COVID-19 pandemic has had a devastating impact on the livelihoods of Bangladeshi workers seeking employment overseas. In Singapore as well, COVID-19 has caused a significant reduction in terms of access to migrant workforce serving key labor-intensive construction, marine and process (CMP) sectors which rely heavily on Bangladeshi migrant workers. To enable migrant workers to safely travel to Singapore while at the same time mitigating public health risk, an industry-led partnership between Beximco Limited and Novus Clinical Research Services Limited of Bangladesh and Singapore's Fullerton Health Group was formed in July 2021 to establish a dedicated medical testing and quarantine facility (TQF) in Dhaka, Bangladesh. The establishment is called the Novus TQF. This standalone facility offers the highest standards in accommodation and medical quarantine, incorporating strict infection control protocol and rigorous testing and screening regime in line with all relevant Ministry of Health requirements in Singapore. The end-to-end process ensures an effective safety bubble that brings COVID-negative workers from the facility to boarding their flights to Singapore through dedicated transportation and airport clearance channels. To date, more than 6,000 workers have successfully gone through this program. With a throughput of more than 4,000 per month, the Novus TQF is designed to meet the needs of employers in Singapore on a scalable, reliable and sustainable basis. The Novus TQF is located in Uttara, just 12 kilometers from Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport, Dhaka, ensuring easy transfer of workers on the day of their flights to the airport. Today, 280 people have arrived at the facility. Their employers have obtained prior approvals from them to travel to Singapore for work. The onboarding process begins at 8 a.m. Pre-admission disinfection is carried out before each person enters through the main gate of the facility. They are handed face shields and masks to wear. All persons and their bags are physically searched to screen their items prohibited for travel. This section is the In-Processing Center (IPC). The workers stand here following the safe management measure protocols. They are given instructions about the next steps and the do's and don'ts of the period of stay at the facility, in line with the relevant protocols of the Ministry of Health in Singapore. Documents of foreign travel are checked here. Novus TQF staff verify that the outbound workers have proper passport and other travel and work-related documents. This is a crucial part of the process, as any problem in documentation control could mean that the workers are unable to depart for Singapore. Now it is time for COVID-19 testing. Each passenger undergoes 3 tests. Nasal and throat swabs are collected for rapid antigen and RT-PCR tests. Samples are stored after collection in a special container that maintains the temperature at 2 to 8 degrees Celsius. The seats and trays are disinfected after each sample collection. 6 sample collection booths have been set up to ensure a seamless service. 2 trained medical technologists collect samples at each booth. Alongside swabs, blood sample is collected from each person for antibody test. Passengers wait for 15 minutes to get the results of antigen tests. If the results come back negative, they are taken to another part of the TQF where each person is allocated a separate room to serve out his or her quarantine period. Each of the participants is handed a token. Later, they are taken to their allocated rooms.
এখানে স্টেপ বাই স্টেপ পদক্ষেপভাবে আমাদের ব্লাড কালেকশন করা হয়েছে, করোনা টেস্ট করা হয়েছে, কিন্তু সুন্দর সিস্টেম করা হয়েছে। যা সিঙ্গাপুর সেম।
এখানের লোকের খুবই হেল্পফুল, তারা খুবই সাহায্য করতেছে আমাদেরকে।
If any passenger is tested positive for COVID-19, the person is immediately segregated and kept in a special isolation room. If necessary, the person is transferred to a hospital for follow-up. To prevent the spread of COVID-19 infection, each worker is housed in a room with an attached toilet. Every day, the workers are served 3 full standard meals and 2 snacks. Everyone can watch TV and access free Wi-Fi at the facility. On-site medical consultation and support are available 24 hours a day.
বাসা ভিতরে ফ্রি ওয়াইফাই আছে, সবকিছু ভালো, ডাক্তারের ট্রিটমেন্ট খুব ভালো এই জায়গায়।
আমাদের মতন প্রবাসীর জন্য বাংলাদেশ সরকার যেরকম একটা ডিসিশন নিছে, আলহামদুলিল্লাহ অনেক ভালো লাগছে।
Safe management measures and quarantine guidelines are strictly enforced while the workers are at the TQF. A total of 250 CCTV cameras installed at the facility are used for observation and surveillance. RT-PCR tests for COVID-19 are conducted periodically during the quarantine period. The quarantine process ends with an antigen test on the day of departure. The administration and medical staff use new PPE for movement from one floor to another. The entire quarantine process stringently follows best-in-class international protocols and undergoes periodic audits, checks and improvements guided by the Singaporean counterparts from Fullerton Health based in Dhaka.
The objective of Novus testing and quarantine facilities is to ensure that workers traveling from Bangladesh do not carry any COVID-19 virus. To this need, we follow 2 methods. Firstly, we identify through tests if any of the participants is coronavirus positive. Secondly, we provide protection to those who have tested negative for coronavirus so that they cannot get infected. We conduct 3 tests. On the first day, a person enters the Novus facility. First, we do the rapid antigen test, then PCR test, and finally serology tests. As per Singapore government, those entering the country need to have COVID-19 antibody. So we conduct antibody test to determine if they are serology positive. At Novus, we always follow the WHO and CDC protocol of infection, prevention, and control.
Novus TQF began operations on September 9, 2021 with 144 outbound workers. Till now, over 6,000 people have traveled to Singapore after completing quarantine at Novus TQF. About 280 people are sent in each batch in line with the stipulated capacity of each specially arranged chartered flight. Fullerton Health of Singapore works with Novus throughout the process to ensure best-in-class COVID-19 testing, medical and quarantine services.
This is a very meaningful project for both Bangladesh and Singapore. It opens our economy It opens up the country. It gives the locals here opportunity to work in Singapore, to come into Singapore, and it also allows Singapore to bring in safely. I think, if I'm not wrong, it's about 20 to 30,000 workers from Bangladesh come to Singapore annually before COVID. During COVID, it almost became zero. So we need to open again. So that's why we are starting this.
The performance of this TQF is quite praiseworthy. The feedback that we got from the Singapore authorities is that they also have number of TQF in different countries, and as per their version, this is so far the best in Asia. 24 hours the security camera are being active. People are monitoring each and activities of the passengers, definitely not inside the room, outside the room. If any of the passenger comes out from the room or talk to other passenger, that also being noticed.
Alamin Bhuya, hailing from Brahmanbaria district, has been living in Singapore for 8 years. Coming back to Bangladesh on a vacation, he got stranded due to the pandemic. He will now return to Singapore after completing his stipulated pre-departure quarantine at Novus TQF. Some 200 people like Alamin have successfully completed quarantine for this batch at the Novus TQF facility. Their faces are beaming with joy and relief to be able to return to their workplaces.
এই পরিবেশটা যদি আজকে সিঙ্গাপুর সরকার দেখে আমাদের বাংলাদেশ সাথে নেওয়ার জন্য আরো উদ্বুদ্ধ হইব। বাংলাদেশ সরকারের কাছে এটাই চাই যেন না আমরা নিরাপদে সিঙ্গাপুর যাই এবং কি ভাইরাস মুক্ত যাই।
After the stipulated quarantine, COVID-19 negative passengers are provided with all their necessary documents. They are also given instructions about the steps they need to follow until reaching Singapore to ensure a seamless and safe journey.
এয়ারপোর্টে পৌঁছানোর পর কোনো কিছু কেনাকাটা করবেন না, কোনো প্রকার খাবার বা অন্য কোনো সামগ্রী ক্রয় করবেন না, কারণ আপনি যেই সামগ্রীটি ক্রয় করবেন যদি সেটাতে কোনো প্রকার ভাইরাস থাকে তাহলে তা দ্বারা আপনি সংক্রমিত হতে পারেন।
After the end of quarantine period, passengers are taken to the airport on a special bus maintaining COVID-19 health guidelines. The bus drivers and assistants are tested before each out processing day to ensure they are COVID-free, and they wear PPE throughout their transporting operations. The passengers are flown together to Singapore on a dedicated flight by partner airline Singapore Airlines, completing the tight end-to-end process and ensuring the safe travel to Singapore.